How long have you been making these movies, Lucas?
A while.
Little Lucas likes to film funerals.
And the movie centers around him and his story and his journey through this struggle that he's facing with the loss of his brother.
He wants to know, like, what happened to him.
Chris, you were dead for nearly 9 minutes. What'd you see?
Where do you think you go when you die?
I don't know. It's a good question, though. And there's nothing wrong with asking questions. Sometimes you might not get the answer that you're looking for.
He happens to film my husband's funeral, and when he does his playback when he gets home, he sees that there's a being, a ghost, there at the coffin.
What do you think that is? Yeah, I believe in the afterlife, but don't know what to expect, like Lucas. Dad, my video, it's blowing up on YouTube.
The news, they want to interview our son about his ghost video.
Lucas, that was a totally awesome video, dude.
Lucas Simons is becoming quite a local celebrity.
Lucas!
You're kind of famous. It's weird.
It sort of encompasses a lot of things. It's about life and death and friendship and family.
So, I have scheduled a few more interviews for next week. I hope that's okay.
It's got comedy, drama, it's a beautiful story. And I think a lot of people can relate to it on many levels.
I never wanted this kind of attention. Let's just leave it at that. It's a good mix.
And then his relationship with Chris is beautiful.
Maybe you should do the interview like this.
Well, what drew me to the script was the dramatic turns that the character makes. And I cried the first time I read it, and I cried the second time I read it. And I've never done that with scripts that I've read before.
What's interesting, the first time I sat down to read the script, immediately the thought of Tim Meadows playing Chris popped into my head. With such a background in comedy and improv, he brought this kind of charm and wit to the character of Chris, who has died and come back to life at a moment where somebody like Lucas, who's going down the wrong path, needs a mentor.
Sometimes you need to move on and focus on life. Yes, those are the morals, I think. Yeah.
I love small, intimate movies like this. I think you have such a sense of family. Always, you do. And I feel like you're kind of all a team and you're working together for this little project and you all want it to be as wonderful as it possibly can be. And so you're all there and you show up and you want it to be the best that it can be. And that's one of my favorite things about doing independence.
I like the ones that excite me are when you don't know what's going to happen and when you find these little surprises, things that happen within a scene.
I really like the dinner scene so far with me and Earl. I've burned so many grilled cheeses in my lifetime and I've had to scratch the black off of it. So just instinctually I started scraping it and Josh was like, oh my gosh, that was so funny. So then they did an insert of the black toast. Not a lot of method acting going on there. It was pretty nasty.
You could sit down with your grandma. You could sit down with your 5-year-olds. The whole family could watch it, and it would also bring about some really nice discussions with family.
It's about people accepting the hard truths of life, and it's sweet. It's a sweet story.
You're never going to stop missing the ones that you love. But at some point, you pick up the pieces and you just start living again.
I'm chasing out the lies that keep